Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Radio Works World with me, Adrienne Marks, and the awesome, wonderful, amazing Marina Nani. I hope you're having a really, really good week. I hope you're full of energy and life is very good for you and to you. Um, and Marina and I have just been having a conversation about what you're doing, what we're doing, and how it affects. Because sometimes when you're creating a lot of stuff, you're using up a lot of energy, and so me time becomes even more important, um, because we need to reserve our resources. We need to, I keep talking about this battery inside that can only go on for so long. It's not an ever ready battery. It's not a battery that can, it's not a Duracell that keeps going forever. It needs recharging. And so you've got to be careful how you're working. I wrote an article today called Signs That Your Mind is Holding You Back. And I realized that for a lot of my life, my mind held me back. And it's so easy to do. When you hear negative things, when you're growing up, up till the time you're 7 years old, what happens is you get fed stuff, all this stuff in your mind that you're not good enough, you're ugly, you don't fit in, you're fat, you're useless, you're whatever it is. And all this stuff is very, very painful. And as a child, we don't have any filters. We don't have anything that tells us, well, that's rubbish. I'm not that person. I'm not what they're saying. But, we take it in because these people are our teachers or our parents or siblings or friends, or it's our environment that tells us this. And so we just spend our lives believing this stuff. And it's only when you sit back and you think, you know what? That's not me. You look at pictures and you say, wow, I'm not ugly or fat, or I look pretty good like that. Or you do something at work and you think you're really impressed with your creativity or what you're capable of. And suddenly you wake up one morning and you think, you know what? I'm not listening to this stuff anymore. I'm going to start being the power in my world, not my mind, because your mind can only do, because, they say that when you think a thought, it turns into an emotion and it can lead to inaction or action. Thoughts that I had earlier in the week turned into a lot of action for me, a lot of creativity, a lot of action, which was great. But a lot of my life has been spent not taking action, sitting around, being a victim, and not understanding how I could get out of it. And once I understood, it was, oh my God, why didn't I know this before? And so one of the things I want to share with you, whoever's listening tonight, when you check in and you listen another time, I really want to share with you that you have the power to be anything you want to be, with the energy that you have, with the life that you're capable of. But you have to stand up and say, enough is enough. You have to stand up and say, I don't like being a victim. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I don't want to feel like this anymore. And you need to do something about it. I spent years and years in depression, in hospitals, all sorts of things. And because I didn't know any better. And once I decided that I didn't want to be like that anymore, I was unhappy being unhappy. I was very lucky at that stage because the internet was beginning. I could actually explore and find out how to change what had been going on in my life. No, that's wrong. Sorry, you can't change the past, obviously. You know that there's an expression that if you're feeling anxious, you're worrying about tomorrow. If you're feeling miserable, you're thinking about the past. It's only if you're at peace that you're living in today. And I know how difficult that can be, because believe me, for so long I was like that. But what I found out was that there was a better way. And if you're listening to this, if there's just one person that I can reach at this very moment with my experiences, my life will have been worthwhile. I don't want other people to waste their lives the way I wasted a lot of mine. I want people, no matter how old you are, whether you're 18 or 80, it doesn't matter. You can be whoever you want to be, and that is so important. You have to stand up and know that only the best is good enough for you. Only the best relationships, only the best type of work. I've been reading a lot of things this evening about traveling, little quotes about traveling, about how enriching it is, how good it makes you feel. And that's true. But if you can't travel, even if you can only walk to the end of your turning, even if you can only walk to the end of your street, even if you can only walk downstairs to the front door, do it. Embrace your life, because that's all we have. We only have today. We don't, yesterday's gone and we can't live in the past. And we certainly can't live for tomorrow. But if you start living for today and become the person that you can be, I've got this amazing book called Me Time, and it's all about you. It's all about a way of helping you, and it all comes from my experiences. It's not something that I learned. It's something that, well, yes, maybe I did learn it, but I learned it the hard way, and I don't want you to learn it the hard way. I want you to be able to pick up my book and find examples in there that can really help you move forward in your life. I'm giving a free half-an-hour discovery session on my new website, which is www.adriennemarksmetime.com, and I'm giving you a free strategy session. You connect with me and I will be able to help you, and we can work together. I so want that for you. I've got International Me Time Day coming up on the 22nd of July, which is, like 4 or 5 weeks time, around the world, around the clock. That sounds trite, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to have people all over the world celebrating you, celebrating me time, celebrating the time that you can give to yourself, being good to yourself, because that's what it's about. It's not being selfless and being dutiful, being a martyr to your job or your family or whatever. It's looking after yourself, because until you look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. And I've got the tools, I've got the processes that can help you move forward in your life, change what's going on. And it's not, as I say, it's not easy, but when you've got somebody to help you, somebody who'll hold your hand and be there for you, that is the best thing. I wish that when I was 25 or 30, somebody had found me and told me the things that it took me a long time to learn. But you know what? At least I've learned it now. I'm 68 next month, and the last 5-6 years have been a joy for me. They've not been easy, but I tell you what, they've been a lot better than the 60 odd years beforehand, when it was all a struggle and a fight to sometimes to get up in the morning. And I don't want that for you. I want you to embrace what's out there. I want you to embrace life, because we only regret things in life that we don't do. You can't, nobody lays on their deathbed and says, oh, I should have worked more, or I should have, done more washing or cleaned the house more often or whatever. Life is meant to be lived. And that's not trite. That is so true. Enjoy the sunshine. And if it's raining, well, hell, go out and enjoy the rain. Jump in puddles. Talk to people that you haven't spoken to for a long time. Reach out to people, tell them you love them, give them a hug. And I tell you what, smile at strangers in the street, on the train, when you're out. Do you know what? When you give out that sort of energy, people respond to you and things will start working in your life. Your health will improve, your weight will stabilize, things will work out for you, your relationships will get better. And that's what it's all about. It's all about great conversations. It's about laughter. They say laughter is the best medicine, and it certainly is. When you're with friends and you're sitting around and maybe having a barbecue or something. Now it's summer. You're having a barbecue on a Sunday afternoon, and there's lots of friends, and there's kids running around making a noise and a mess, and people are eating and drinking and talking, and it's just the most, oh my God, don't you want life to be like that all the time? Well, it can be. It really can be in your mind. It doesn't have to be, oh God, it's Monday. It can be, yes, it's Monday, but Monday can be as fun as Sunday afternoon in the park can be. It's down to how you think. It's down to your perception. It's down to your ability to stand up and get on with it and say, I'm going to change this. I'm not allowing my mind to tell me what to do anymore. I'm going to be the power in my mind. I'm going to tell me what's good and what's not good. And that's so important, to embrace every single second, to be in love with life. If you've got a special relationship, that's wonderful, and I'm so pleased for you. And if you haven't, don't go around going, oh, poor me, nobody loves you. I bet there's lots of people out there that love you. I bet there's loads of people you work with, friends, whoever, people you meet. And the more you give out this energy, this fun, this silliness, the better people will be drawn to you. And they'll say, do you know what? I will be there. And they say that when you're looking for something, it never turns up. Because relationships, I think, being a woman, I think, men are like buses. When you're not looking for one, loads turn up at the same time. Which hasn't worked for me for a while, but what the hell? It doesn't really matter. But if that's what you want, then what you have to do is you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. And that's not just loving the outer you, not, oh, when I lose 20 pounds, I'll be perfect and then I can go get a man. When I have my hair dyed or my nails painted, or I'll buy that dress or whatever. That's not the answer. It's inside. Me time's an inside job, and it's inside that you've got to start loving yourself. But it's not just the quote good bits, it's all of you, because that's all of you. It's the stuff that goes, oh, I've got lumps and bumps, so well, yeah, so have I. You've got to accept that and say, okay, I've got lumps and bumps, this is my body. But love your body. And I tell you what, you loving your body will really respond. You'll have more energy. You'll start eating the right foods for you. And you'll find, if you listen to what your body wants, instead of just eating lots of stuff, if you actually listen to what your body wants, and it takes a while to do it, but if you actually start doing that, then you can find it's the right thing for you. I'm not going to tell you that you ought to eat this or you ought to eat that. I don't believe in diets anyway. I believe in eating naturally and eating healthily, the right things. And that's what you've got to do. But you've got to listen to will tell you what it wants. Oh, yes, God, I need protein. So you'll eat, chicken and fish and, oh, God, my body needs vegetables. Oh, I need clean food, I sometimes feel. So I'll eat lots of vegetables and it's just wonderful. And sometimes I eat lots of fruit and I think, oh, I shouldn't have eaten all that fruit because it's just too much.
But Adrienne, tell me, what do you think about Marmite?
Marmite's one of those things, isn't it, that people love it or hate it. I really like it.
But
As
you
a
see, you
child,
just said it. I think
yeah,
this is each one of us is a Marmite. You go and look into the mirror in the morning and you could say only, I love you or I hate you. You can't have both. So I think each one of us is a Marmite to a certain extent, because you should not think of what the other people think of you. And we've been talking about this for a while, but I want our listeners who think that, oh, it's easier said than done, to realize that actually people will see in you what you see in yourself. So unless you love yourself with the best love you can have, and you allow yourself to be yourself and fall in love with yourself all over again, discover who you are. I think it's not even about being positive. It's not even about getting out of bed. I think it's about being strong in your love, because you're talking about power. And I think it's not about power. I think it's the power of love. I think it's how much you love yourself and how much you understand your sexuality, your sense of humor, your thoughts, your excitement, your energy. It's all to do with loving your life and being grateful for who you are and embracing yourself exactly the way you are. Imagine if you are with somebody and you love them, you don't want them to change. It's the same with yourself. People are talking about change, and I think it's going all too far. It's as if nobody is good enough anymore. They all have to change. Everybody have to change. And that's wrong. It's the opposite. You have to grow into the person you are designed to be. Don't change. Do anything, but don't change. So what if you are a Marmite? So what? You could either love yourself, or hate yourself. Don't think that how other people might not like me. I don't care. Means they don't need me. But I have to be strong. I have to believe in my freedom. I have to believe in myself. I have to believe in my thoughts. I have to believe in what I love. I have to choose my emotions and choose well, because they made me. The way I control my emotions is how much I love myself. Over to you, Adrienne.
Yeah, I wrote down a couple of things that you said. Gratitude for who you are. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And it's loving your whole self. And that's what people have a problem with. When somebody looks at you and says, or you look in a magazine, or you watch something on television, or you go, oh, I'm not as thin as that, I'm not as beautiful as that, I don't have the right furniture, I don't have this, I don't have that. And so you put stress on yourself. And that's the problem, because people are too influenced by what goes on outside. And you're absolutely right. It's all about what's going on inside you. But it takes a very, very strong person to be able to love all of themselves. And it takes practice. You and I know that. It's taken me years to do that.
But you see, Adrienne, I'm thinking that, for example, a couple of days ago, somebody who I love dearly, I love them more than I love myself, told me that something really harsh that made me almost sick, worrying what's wrong with them, because I know it wasn't them. So either they take drugs or whatever it is affecting their judgment at the time, and then perhaps they don't even remember, but that stays with you. And I learned over the years that over the last couple of years, mainly, that actually it is not my business what other people think of me, because they might think of me in that moment in time because they're under the influence or under drugs or consumption or under duress or whatever it is happening in their life is nothing to do with me. So I reflected on this, and I thought, God, I'm so grateful I grew into the person I am right now, because otherwise that would have made me really sick. That would have put me straight into a hospital. Is how much would have affected me if I was the person I used to be. Because being sensitive is not being sensitive to what other people are telling you or thinking of you or wishing you. You have to be sensible about and sensitive about who you truly are and to know your truth. So
Absolutely.
you see, it's very hard to describe to go through the technicality of me time. Because you have to be ready for that. You have to drop all the nonsense, basically. This is what me time is about, dropping the nonsense, looking into a mirror and thinking, I love myself. I cannot hate myself. I don't have the right, because unless you love yourself, nobody else will. And
Nope.
you only need your own love and your own respect. Love for me is the fabric of respect and passion and great energy. And if you have all this, why would you care? I mean, what is there for you not to achieve? What is there for you not to experience if you are able to use this fabric and dress yourself with the best thoughts and dress yourself and your life with the best colors? I love everyone. There is nobody I hate. I can't hate. I tried a couple of times, didn't work out. It was taking a toll on me. I can't hate. I don't have that ability, and I'm very grateful for that. But that doesn't mean I should allow people who are capable of hate to enter my life. You see, so learning to say no to certain uh, toxic food, people, relationship, whatever they are, is the first step. And
Absolutely. And
this
it's when
yes, yes.
I was just going to say, it's you said it before, respect. And when you respect yourself, you don't hang out with toxic people, because why would you do that? You don't put toxic food in your body because you wouldn't eat something that why would you do that? Because it won't make you feel good. And that's what it's about. It's about connecting to inside and realizing, as you said, that you are okay. You can't love yourself until you can't love anybody else. You can't give anything to anybody else until you're giving to yourself, until you love yourself, until you're honest with yourself. But that's something, that people find very difficult to do, dropping their story, the excuses. I can't lose weight because I can't make money, because I can't have the love of my life, because it's all excuses about what's gone before. And what they won't do is stand up and say, I love myself, because it's always playing the blame game. And you have to be very strong if somebody comes up and says, I don't like you, or this works rubbish, or whatever. You have to go, as you said, I don't need anybody's approval for what I do. But it takes.
I saw, something terrible happened today in England, and I can't get my head around this, and just it's very terrible. It's as if I'm not ready for this type of events to happen near me. If I'm referring to the deadly attack on a young MP that happened today. So we were talking with the host, the authenticity host in South Africa. We were talking yesterday about authentic giving. She was putting her heart out, and she was giving so much. And then I asked her, so what do you think about giving yourself a chance? Because that's the best gift we can give humanity. Give yourself a chance to slow down, quiet your mind, and decide what is that you want. Don't go all hating and being frustrated and building the anger and kill somebody. What was the point? I mean, for sure, it's not what you want, but it will take you there because you lose control of your own emotions. And unless you control your emotions, unless you keep yourself on check, and you check on yourself all the time, nobody can help you, and you become a hazard. You become somebody you don't want to be, you don't want to know. So loving yourself is not about being a narcissist. Loving yourself is not about being selfish in that way. It's about focusing on the best version of yourself and making an effort. Do the, like you are saying all the time, Adrienne, and I so love this because it's paramount for each one's truth. Go inside. This is an inside job. Get your hands dirty. Work with yourself before you do any other type of work. Doesn't matter it's a friendship, doesn't matter it's a job, doesn't matter it's a project, doesn't matter it's a book, doesn't matter it's an event. You have to work with yourself, and it's only possible when you go deep inside and you accept, yes, I'm a Marmite, so what? This is who I am. I love myself for the courage of being a Marmite. From both of us, until next time, it's goodbye.
Bye-bye.